Greetings to you, Mr. Ankra, for joining us. We believe that you share the program with all your loved ones because God day. Today we bring you a mixture of legal matters with the procedure. Maybe I will be a she obi wa person called free Ghana eba. I say obi wa o kofie enema be na so mo hwehwensa normal call. Today we're going to be talking a lot of things. Today we are talking about selfishness as well and how good it is to be selfish. Someone will say, are you crazy? What are you talking about? You know, they said that Jesus was not selfish, so he sacrificed himself. Today you and I, we say the Good Friday. You're going to sacrifice yourself for someone else. It's an interesting topic. Things that you must not say when you go to court. Mr. Benji, good morning to you wherever you are. Share the program with your loved ones. Yes, we're giving practical advice, especially those people who intend to bring their wives, their husbands from other countries to the UK. They may be holding a British passport. They may be holding indefinite leave to remain. What are the procedures? What is it that you need to do? What are the practical advice? Sometimes people call in and they ask for the checklist, the list that the stuff that they would need in order to bring their loved ones to the UK. As soon as they get the list, they think that is it. That's what that they need. That's what that they need to know. But believe in me, it takes more than just the list. So today we will take our time and we will go through the stages. We will also look at the list, what you need to be looking at. Even the documents, what are the things that you should be looking at? Because sometimes people think that when we say tenancy agreement, as soon as you get a tenancy agreement, that is it. That is not it. Today we're going to go through, we will look at something called alienation clause. We will look at something called forfeiture clause. We will look at, restrictive covenants. We will look at positive covenants and obligations. Once we look at these things, then you will realize that it is not that simple, that it is not that easy. Because money, at times, a lot of people run to lawyers when they are in desperate need. I just got up this morning, someone calling me 12:40 a.m. Jesus, 12:40 a.m. Sorry, I'm not a pastor, Pastors don't sleep, I sleep. And this is what, we try to advise people and encourage people to do the right thing from the first place. And that is what we will keep doing. Rasatana, Manchester, big up to you. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate you for all your support. People that you are sending from Manchester to come to London to come and see Justice and Law. We do appreciate that. Thank you very much for all your support. Today, we will take our time and go through the stages. We will go through our time for people to see. Even when you go to courtroom in an event that you do an application, the application is not successful, and you go to courtroom, things that you must never say in the courtroom. People will get surprised when we tell them these things. Today, we are going to share this with you. Post the program on your Facebook wall. Let others see. Let's take this song to encourage ourselves before we dive into the legal matters. Dinah Hamilton.
Highly spiritual.
Esiene kajanya seda, a refrain wonipa ho. Enso da me paya ne se, mi remfi papa waya me. Esiene kajanya sedo, a refrain wonipa ho. Ade aba kona mesre ne se, mi remfi papa waya me. Na se mi bum pom pom ko shemechi, baby am friend baby am di. O therefore, why now better me your way. I said, stand back and take account. Or therefore, wait there, it had to be you. That's right. I said, me boom, pom, pom, kosha, mechi. Baby, I'm a friend, baby, I'm a D. Or therefore, why now? me susu oso sisi. Stand back and take account. Or therefore, wait, yeah, it has to be you. Enti money money I don't throw a salute, yeah, money 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 I jump into chamo money hey money money I don't throw a salute, yeah, money 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 I jump into chamo money so you held me close, so closer than a brother, so closer than a brother. Truth is, I gave up on myself, cause my back was against the wall, and it was on you now, yeah. Hey, but I gave you a call, and you answered my prayer at once. Hey, you made a way. Hey, but I gave you a call, and you answered my prayer at once. You made a way 1, 2, 3, and 4. Me boom pom pom oshamechi. Baby, I'm me friend, baby, I'm me dream. Or therefore, one over to me away. Hey, now say me susu oso sisi. Stand back and take account. Or therefore, wait there, it had to be you. Enti money money salute, yeah, money 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 I jump into chamo money hey money money I don't throw a salute, yeah, money 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 I jump into chamo money hey money money I don't throw a salute, yeah, money and again money 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 I jump into chamo money and again money hey money money I jump into chamo money and again money 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 I jump into chamo money.
Let's give thanks and praises to the Lord Almighty for making today possible. We are bringing you the legal matters, and today I will do the show in English because I have a lot of Jamaican clients who have also tuned in. This week, one of them came to me, and basically we had a short chat, and it's like the program is very, very educational program, very, very, very interesting program. I was able to use my common sense to make a lot of sense of what she was saying, but I wish that it was in English so that I could understand more and pass it on to my friends as well. So respect to you, Mr. Hamilton, for bringing that to my attention. We go do whatever I can to do the best that I can, and do it in English, and every now and then the little that I know that you've taught me about the Jamaican culture, I'm gonna chip that in as well. One thing that I like about Jamaican culture is the similarities between Jamaican culture and Ghana culture, which a lot of people do not know. King Tachi, who is a Ghana king, also a rebellion in Jamaica of independence. We have the Nana Den Maroon, from Ghana, fighting in Jamaica for a Jamaican independence. So you look at all these historical figures in Jamaica, and you can trace their history back to Ghana. So when you look at these two countries, you see that there's a lot of differences. There's a lot of similarities. So it's very, very important that I'll do the best that I can to bring this program in English so that you can also relate to what we do. And one thing that I will also say, in Ghana, you said oko insuno onona obo enyina. In Jamaica, this is what you say. You say that every day the bucket go to the well, but one day the bottom must drop off. We say similar thing in Ghana, but in a different way, but it means the same thing. And Jamaican language and culture is full of proverbs. Ghana, no difference. So today we do the best that we can. We speak it in English. Where possible, we will speak it in our local dialect, which is the Ghanaian language, and hopefully you'll be able to also, through that, you also be able to learn a lot from today's program. So by all means, feel free, share it with your loved ones so that they can also learn. We learn from each other, the culture, the language, everything, so that we move on as Ja people. Peace. Right, today we're going to be talking about marriage applications, spousal applications, because a lot of time people call in, can I get the list? I want to bring my wife to come and join me. And of late, I've done a lot of these applications for a lot of our Jamaican brothers and sisters. Someone on state benefit, people said that it is not possible. It cannot be done. She came to see me. I said, look, it can be done, but it will depend on your circumstances. I'm not going to go too much into details, but what I say to our listeners is this. Everyone's circumstances is different. If you call me and you tell me that you want a list, I will give you a list. But the list may not be specific, may not be tailor-made to your circumstances. And therefore, if you try to rely on that list, you will end up falling. You're going to fall. The reason why you're going to fall is because I will give you the general. The general list. I give you the general list. You rely on the general list, you're going to fall into the empty pit. Because the reality is everyone's case is different. And today, I'm going to go through the points, the process, the procedure, so that you can understand where I'm coming from. Because sometimes people call you and they ask for the list. You ask them to come and see you so that you can sit down. Listen to their stories so that you can give them the right information. The same people will start thinking, oh, the lawyer is looking for my money and therefore he doesn't want to give me the information. Yes, I'm looking for your money, true, but the reality is I'm going to give you the right information, and that's going to help you to do the right thing. Because if you don't, I will just give you the general information, and the general information is not something that is going to help you. So it's very, very important that your particular circumstances will also demand a particular advice, and it's a bespoke advice that will go a long way to help you for you to achieve the objective. The objective is to bring Mr. or Mrs. into the country. So it's very, very important that when you start this process, you come and see myself, Justice and Law Solicitors, or you have to go to a decent law firm. Many times there are so many dodgy people out there giving immigration advice and providing immigration services against the law. And they take people's money. They don't put their name on anything, and basically they'll just be at the back and basically pulling the strings. When it goes wrong, they cannot be held responsible because they have not put their name as people acting for you from the first place. So it's very, very important that we understand this. It's very, very important that before we make the move, before we take the steps, we go to the right place and take the right advice. A firm that is recognized, a firm that is respected, a firm that is tested, tried and tested, so that when there are issues, they will be there to fight for you. They will not run. They will not leave you alone. Instead, they will fight for you until you get to your destination, until you get to your objective. So it's very, very important that you come to a place such as Justice and Law Solicitors, because we always believe that the true operation of the law, we can achieve justice. As we all know, or at least as we have heard, if you are a holder of a British passport, or perhaps an indefinite leave to remain, or permanent residency card, is key. If you are a holder of permanent residency card, is equivalent to someone who is holding indefinite leave to remain or a settlement status. We must bear this in mind. If you are a holder of permanent residency card, you are not European citizen. If you are a holder of permanent residency card, I'll repeat once again, you are not an EEA national. Instead, you are a family member of an EEA national. A lot of our listeners, a lot of our countrymen, they get confused. Sometimes they think that because of the fact that they have acquired permanent residency through a family member who is an European, they are also European citizens. No, you are not. Your passport determines your nationality. So if someone is holding a Ghana passport with permanent residency card or residency card or settlement scheme visa or pre-settlement scheme visa, please bear this in mind. You are not an European national. Instead, you are a family member of an European national. If you are fortunate enough to derive right through your connections with an European citizen living in the United Kingdom, exercising treaty rights in accordance with the 2006 or 2016 European Economic Area Immigration Regulation of 2016. It's very, very important that we know this distinction, because I've had someone preparing to go back home to apply to come back in. Last minute to see the spouse's passport, and it wasn't an European passport. And therefore the whole plan have to basically go down the drain. The person has been preparing for over 2 years for this, because the information that the person gave me was that my husband is an European, and therefore I can only advise based on the information that I've been given. So if you tell me that your husband is an European, of course I have to give you European advice. And therefore, as soon as I saw the evidence tell me something else. So this is sometimes some of the dangers in giving advice on the phone. You know, so justice and law, we have a policy not to give advice on the phone. Not because of the fact that we want you to come so that we can take your consultation, but we just want to make sure that we are doing the right thing. Because at the end of the day, if you call me and you say your husband is an European, I'm not going to give you British advice. I'm going to give you European law advice. And if it turns out that your husband is not European and you give me wrong information, of course I'm going to give you the wrong advice. So in our language, in our local dialect, there's a proverb say, whoever writes wrong information also enable the person, the reader, also what? Learn wrong information. So it's very, very important that if you want the right advice, you come and sit before me. We can all take our time, go through your history, your story, and then we can give you the right advice. So if you intend or you have intention of marrying from outside to come to the UK, today is your day. Today I'm going to go through the stage-by-stage process and how to do the application. And in an unlikely event the application is refused, what you need to do in terms of going through the court, the appeal process, and even when you get to court, things, certain words that you should not say. You know, so sometimes we take certain things for granted, certain words that we just say it without knowing what it means. You know, we come from a country that English is not our language. It's not our even first language. But the joke of it is because of politics and brainwashing, they will tell you that English is the Ghana's language. But yet, when you go there and you try to speak to people, the language doesn't flow, they just don't understand. But internationally, we have put it there that official language of Ghana is English. And when you have to face reality, you know, the reality is the reality. Some may not agree with me, but whether we like it or not, the Akan population in Ghana is the largest group of people. And the most common language among these groups is the Akan Twi language. Or maybe a Kriapim Twi or whatever. But whatever you say is still a Twi language. Some people will say, yeah, I disagree, whatever, but the reality, you cannot challenge facts.
Fact is fact.
Fact is a fact.
Yeah.
Because it's not an opinion where you can challenge it. No. This is a fact.
It's a fact.
Now, say the lawyer now okay. You American school. You can't get any languages. When I say be brought from any kind. If you say you can't say you can, you know. Say you can. The largest ethnic group. I can. You make say Santifo, Fantifo, Kwawuni Nasifo, and you with different other languages. Enokrano, Brofono, Enchemu, Enkahubi. You were northern sector. Omukamam Brusi. Ebisu you were ever. Enti said you work on there sabi and we make say politics enti no e be make say we no nyadwen said you work on and obe chire mu borofo no bi wo ho sabi obi create make say I am reading my money and what the bag the pick say mo me kan me sika
maybe
and then no ya na ko said you and work no tiefo so said the bebre ka no and no ya edi kan chire mu say yenuana mu binum so ho asabi o apotofo anase afrafo abefra yemu ye kapoto kasa nya ye atemdidie obi a onte wo okasa ase ana onte okasa enti ene no yenyina no dwumade ye de ko eye obroni kasa ma ye beka ne poto mu se de yenuana ma omonte ye krom kasa no ebi susu betima he den ate ase enti no ene asema wo kan nyina no enye se bia waheda ana bo apayena na se de positive egetwi ne mente kura na ekakrebu wo a ye ka brofo no nya me kasa enti no de meti ase e wo me mikro kasa no na me susu mati abie mu kakra na ne lawyer e kire bibi mu efa awade mu se e bia woti kromu a pesa wode wo kani wo yira na ukunu eba na ye mpempi ni bebre wo ho a sabio ye bi beka se bia oji aban sika na se oda aban esika bi so enti no wo ya enye yie yes eyampa na emom no se wonya ntobo ase na se wo frɛ obi oye sendifo anase obi a onimu mranim yes obi wo ho a odaban sika so na so na bia ne circumstances ana ne tena brem ana na sitena mu no eye different every wo de mu obi wo ho a sebe na oye adwuma e no konya akwanhia e na sebe ye twa ne nan ne nsa e no ne nkyere se bia wonye adwuma enti lawyer e ka no wose esono obi ane na sitena mu ewiase esono obi ane diti obi wo ho obekofa kwa wi onkonya mane wo so bekofa ho obenya mane enti ebeye se wo ye application bi na person de wo kan ni ba ese se wo ye de okohu no sendifo a woni mu mra ne mu a emre bi a no obetima kyerɛkyerɛ oni ma mu enkodi wo bi asebe oye kwanchen ti se bi obi oye pocket lawyer oni mu mra ne mu na bi obi wo ho a odidi lawyer bi na ase anase wo ko internet ko read bibi me positive be frame ya me pocket lawyer me ni mu hwe enti pe wo bi a oni mu mra ne mu a kromu ha agina tum se oye osendifo and a lawyer san ka bibi fa se empepi no ya ebi ni mu padufode obi wo ho a enam se obefre lawyer ebeka se bia bra ena ebuku appointment ne be hu no obi wo ho a obuku ye oba ye na no o se o me pelis no enema mehia metima kofa mi kura na me yeraba listen de odebe ma ho na emom no enema na nkasa no a wono na lesema no ono no onim se de obesi fa keka ni nyina bomu asisi ani se sabio ufri 1 na se wo kod 9 a anhwa wo beti nti ufri 1 no wako 2 nti ono no onim se listen ode ama no ade we obedi ka de ato anim no ode we ato so no ode we ahyehye nti no se brofo kasam yese totola tolles shortest udi ka kofa tolles ekomesia wanhwa wo beti nti no lawyer dako ensema na o kan nyina no na European application so na o kan bibia fa ho obi wo ho a se okita permanent residency and I say indefinite leave to remain and a settlement and okita British passport sadie we say yan hye so obi a okita permanent residency no unye obi a okita European passport and as a okita indefinite leave to remain also so a unye British citizen and also say bia we obi a okita European passport na mpempi no obi wo ho a wase o manya nkrata but in se ka obebisa obi a wonimu anase okasamafo no wa kire ne mu se o okita permanent residency a sebio unye European national but ebia ode wo kobata ebia obi a oye European a okita eho enkrata ene bia wo wanya sa wo permanent anase indefinite entine mpempi no ya ne ye de afrafra entine beye seseka utu anamo bia kape obi a oye den ochidifo ana onimu niema no ani so na wama wafutufo ana wama wafuturo
Thank you very much, Mr. Positive. It's very, very clear and concise. So we do the best that we can so that there's something in for everyone. And we do appreciate all the support that you and the feedback and everything that you guys are doing. Thank you very much for the feedback. I trust that the sound is now very clear and loud. And we thank you very much for drawing that to our attention. As we all know, if you are British national or you have indefinite leave to remain and you are married to someone, you can bring the person to the country as your spouse. But today, I'm going to look at the law and we look at the practical problems faced by a lot of our listeners and a lot of people and why applications are refused. Because like Mr. Positive, you did reiterate. As soon as people get the list, they see the list, that is it. They think that is, that's all that they need. We will also take our time and look at some of the evidences and some of the things that the Home Office look at when they are making decisions. According to the requirement, this is what the law says under paragraph 281 of the immigration rules. Basically, the rules says that if you want to bring someone to the UK, you have to be settled in this country or you have to be a British citizen. That is under British immigration law. This does not concern Europeans and also their family members. That is a different law. So let's make the distinction. What I'm talking about, what I'm saying, only relates to those who have indefinite leave to remain, permanent residency, or are British citizens. The law says that one, you have to be a settled person, British citizen, or you must have a permanent residency, and you are in the UK or you are coming to the UK with your spouse. So once the first box is ticked, i.e., right of abroad nationality is ticked, the second requirement is that the parties should have met. You see, the parties should have met. So meeting means what? Me seeing the person face to face, eye to eye. But I will come to this particular point. The next one is this. The applicant who is coming from outside the UK must have a knowledge of English. The person must understand and speak English. Unless the exemption applies. Exemption only applies if the person is coming from something called a majority of English-speaking country, such as Jamaica, such as Trinidad, such as Barbados, such as Australia, such as New Zealand, such as Canada, such as the United States of America. So they have exemptions for certain countries. Ghana, Nigeria, Guinea, Mali is not one of those exemptions. But yet, a Ghana person will tell you that Ghana is English-speaking country. What a contradiction. Okay, that aside, that is a bit of politics. So let's just put that aside. Let's move on. Apart from being able to do the English and pass the test and have the certificate, you must also prove that the sponsor is earning at least £18,600 gross salary per annum a year. The sponsor is earning this amount gross salary per annum. That means the monthly salary must be at least about £1,550 per month. All right, that aside, that is before deductions of taxes, national insurance, pension, and so on and so forth. Unless, once again, exemption applies when it comes to the financial requirement. So if someone is on benefit, that does not necessarily mean that the person cannot bring his or her spouse to the United Kingdom. Because there are certain benefits that if the sponsor is in receipt of those benefits, then the sponsor does not have to meet the financial requirement of £18,600. However, what the sponsor must meet is called something called adequate maintenance. The adequate maintenance, they will look at a similar family who are resident in the UK and are in receipt of income support. And the calculation is this: if you are bringing your wife or your husband and there's no child involved, and if someone is living in the UK, the person is married to someone who is got leave to remain or indefinite leave to remain, and the couple are in receipt of income support. Once you receive income support, automatically you qualify for full housing benefit. And so therefore what the calculation is that they will look at a couple who are in receipt of income support. How much money do they get per a week or per a month or per a year? And then they will look at the person on benefit. If your husband comes and join you, will you be receiving similar amount of money or more than a couple who are in receipt of income support in the UK? That is the adequate maintenance requirement. So if you are able to prove that if your income level is equivalent or more than a similar couple who are in receipt of income support, i.e. after deductions of your rent and council tax, if you can prove that the income that you get is more or equal to a similar couple who are British nationals or who are settled in the UK in receipt of income support, then of course you'll be able to meet the adequate maintenance test. In law, there is nothing called near mix. I did a case not long ago. It's a Nigerian case. She had a lawyer. The lawyer did the application. The application was refused because the lawyer miscalculated the figures. So being a lawyer is not just about knowing logic. You have to know psychology. You have to know a bit of arithmetics. And you have to learn about human behavior. So there's a lot, because dealing with human beings is not a joke. You take your victim as you find them, because everyone is different.
Yes.
And therefore you have to have a bit of broader view about life and about human behavior.
Absolutely.
Because if not, every time you're gonna go wrong. So this is a case that this lady came to see me, and I look at the adequate maintenance test. I put in the figures, I did the calculation, and you know something? She was £2 short. So when the Home Office refused the application, they were right to refuse the application. But yet the lawyer was telling her that no, you even exceed the amount, because the lawyer did not calculate the figures properly. As a result, the application was refused. The lawyer lodged an appeal. About a month ago, this woman came to see me. I went through the documents and I said, no, Home Office is right to refuse you. And even if you were my client, I don't think I would have taken this case to court. The reason being that, you know, the chances of succeeding is very slim, because the figures does not add up. This is a fact. This is not opinion. As usual, Africanization. Oh, my God is there. My God is going to do this. My God is going to do that. And I said, sister, God is there. You are going to work and you pray, God, give me good mind, give me good eyes so that I can see and do my job properly. Now, you are saying that you're going to pray so that the Lord will blind the judge, so that the judge will give it to you. The same judge may be a Christian, and the judge may be going to work, going down on his knees, praying that Lord Almighty open my eyes. Let me make fair decisions based on the law. So on one hand, one is telling God, blind the judge. On the other hand, he is also praying that God open my eyes. So we have God contradictions. If you are God, will you not be confused?
I'll be selfish.
No wonder that Jesus Christ was crucified. Because when he was crucified, some people say good news. Good Friday, someone's child being punished, tormented, and you are telling me that is good. Why is it good?
This should say human beings, we are all selfish.
Because you are benefiting from someone's pain. So you say it's good. You see? So today we will talk about 8 reasons why it's good to be selfish.
But the thing is, but lawyer, I think it's human nature. Everyone is selfish. Everyone is selfish. If positive, the three of us here, we take picture and we give you the picture. Who will be the first one you look for?
Yourself.
So you are selfish.
And then you Easter yesterday. And then you are Wama and Gonaso. And then our camera for Pasono. Will be on table for crown, what you are best. It will be one by year. Already be money. Obviously, already catanani. Any Bermian one will be tea. And Alayadako Eka our dear Moasem. Now, as I see a Shannon so at T4. Emrano ye wo mumi no ye wo European application and as European law and ye wo UK law na lawyer patch say ukita indefinite leave to remain and as ukita permanent residency card and also say ukita British passport mono mono different mumi entie ne ye na empempi no sebi o ye nuanom a omutie no obi wo hɔ a no waje lawyer bia no akosi bone o lawyer say mikita setena o mi sa setena kro okita ne dia ne say okita visa o pa kire say o pese odi ohu kani say woye ukunu ana say oye wo yere efri baabi ba na oni krum ha one eniema UK elo no e kire ne say de di kan utimikita permanent residency settlement and answer indefinite leave to remain and answer British passport. Afen so no oba akono ana say awarefo no say so oba akon eye settle e wo kurom ha na ye ka settle na eno na medical kire ma no lawyer kire mu no sabio say wo nan esi ateke mu a untimi ntwe wo bi enye sa momie no nyina no mo bemem entini say ukita limited visa bi na bi kra na parasitism e bi a wo dan wo bi wo ho a wawar European ayama no emfie no wo say o maame ne titi magana me kwari fufuro afiri Ghana momi enhye ne nso lawyer say UK mra no is different from obi okita European passport na no ansi ho osa kire mu so say UK requirement ne obesa bisa wo say o nationality eye den na wateke e bia passport ko okita mikita British passport e bia mikita Ghanaian passport ba mikita indefinite and say bia mikita permanent residency card na afi wasan bisa say meet ebia mushia sabi o first na obi timi hwe photo na o mahunu ni Facebook o oba no ya o na ka first ne de but say ya no ehun na umiti oba no oba ne so ye nipa o so ye samanyo no lawyer so ba kire mu obi wo ho a o si ma meet no obi okra woni ne yire kra wa hia no ne ntwa picture da oni o bebre wo ho a se picture twa ne say ye samanyo say ye chiwade o obi say o ma meet me wife enti sane ma we nyina no ekwa be na o miti wo yere lawyer ese obeka ye to so bi mo so no ye frɛ bibi threshold ese se wo nya sika bi ampa se wo yere no na ukun ne ba o meya mane de ema aban no enti se o ameya mane de a aban ne se onipa ne yadwuma no nya sika eye 18600 afemu no na 18600 na doya buni pofa se bosome na se wo nya sika no 1550 apem ahenum enchichenumu eno no yesika aboso mu benya ansa na yate o benefit se bia o national insurance yate e bia o pension sa ne ma no enti yate at least about 1300 and 1250 eno no kan nyina bo mu ana se dru 186 na kese sa ho no wa qualify e ho no kire se wanya 186 na kese wa we na ba obi wo ho okita 186 no na to so ba na kura no nhuru no ye baby sa o yiri na onim enti ho no lawyer se obe kire nyema mu and obi so ho a o give benefit and ase bia sika bia e fe no adequate maintenance e ho na lawyer kire mu se MPP no enye se esese bia wanya 18600 ne pe e na betimi de o yiraba but ye o sika bi okro mu ha bi wo ho na wo ye adwuma na sa sika e bia wo da bibi so na wa benefit bi so na enso so no so sa sika no na momu no UK bana every bibi adequate maintenance yamfa ne se obi a oye settle so oye British citizen and okita indefinite no mo ya warefo na nipa ne mienu ti efie na ebi asebe o mo mienu o mo ti krom ha na o mo nya adwuma na so no mo gege o mo benefit na ye twa mo da ka ebi esika be so mo so nti yamfa ne se ebi a make positive for make say na bi ama ware na me ware ye no me ne me yire nyina na ye nya adwuma na ye adwuma sai ye kita nkwala UK aban no ehwe ye ma etue da kaman but e bia bosom na wotwe no ye ba ma ye £50 e de ato ye ho enti obi wo ho a oda benefit bi so adequate maintenance alo ye ka no saa sika no obi a oti ha sebi ono na adwuma nsɛ but owo other support bi ekeka saa sika ne bom na sisi ye we na bi a onipa na omo ya warefo no sika ye de mo na wotwe na sɛ bosom no se wo sika no eduru omo sika no a therefore no e bia kofa okura na ohire na ba omo be calculate ni say something like equilibrium just say bo ano pepepe enti ne ye betimi di ama ana so say bia okura na asabi o ye ma o sa support no ye ka say sika ne bomu a eburo meme ne me yiri sika ye de ma ye na wotwe enti ni say okura na ohire ne be ka ho a na say ye calculate sa adequate maintenance no e ka ho a e bia o sika ne buro positive ne yiri de so a eno so no embremu no na odi assembly ye kromufu ebi wo ho a na sala tani bi case e ko ba ye eno no omo calculate ye lawyer no wa hwe ne ma yie na omo calculate ye no ho no say sika na omo short ye £2 but at the end of the day no say o ye kaso ye mra ni mfu anya say mra ne pe eno wa betena ho no waka I put to you as I say utimi hu onipa esu any calculations enti wo ye lawyer kwa na oni mathematics a wa hwe yi a obi wo ho a office of jealous na simple calculation the di kan no ba no miti ne he no we di kan de UK ahye so make so yire tika so a enti sa dem calculations nyina no e simple mathematics se wo hunu enti ho no na lawyer say maami be hunu no lawyer tu ni fo o si me jimi nyankopon di onyankopon yi aso so no na wa ma judge fo nyansa ese ajege fo so ni asem maami say ye nua no mo maso so de omu ni mpaye wo se me nyankopon be ye ampa ena ja wo sha se shata baba ana lawyer no so na judge ne so no ese urade bie mani na me so ntimi ni asem yie enti sa asem we nyankopon wa no bedi ama no enti etiefo ho na lawyer ena no si ye ena afi so no ka hu se ye requirement a wo be ye nsohwe test bi a esese wo ye na yankrofo bi a ye yu ma firi mu but Ghana ni Nigeria for de omo no de ye ka ho if say ye yanka already no ye see ye kambrofo na wo kambrofo na afi control na wantimi a na afi so wa ya se commerce abo lawyer we de
Thank you very much. Apart from this requirement, you also have to prove something called what do you call it? Accommodation requirement. You need to prove that when your wife comes to the UK, you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to give them somewhere to sleep, somewhere to stay. So it's very important that you're also aware of this. So accommodation requirement, you also need to meet that. Now, everything that I've said about the criteria or about the requirement, let's go through and break it down. Exactly what you'll be looking for. The first thing that we talked about is that the individual, i.e. the sponsor, is what is either settled in the UK or the sponsor is a British national. In this case, the Home Office would expect for you to bring evidence of the sponsor's nationality. So, for example, a copy of the passport. That is fine. You tick the box. So when you call me and you say you need the list, I will give you the list, and it will be there that the sponsors passports. That one is easy to prove. We go on to the second one. The second one that I will talk about is, say, the maintenance or meeting the financial requirement. When it comes to the financial requirement, if you are an employer, if you are an employee, they'll be expecting a specific letter from your employer, and that must state 5 main things. It's very important because they call it specified evidence. If it doesn't state that, they can give you problems. So they will expect that you provide that information on your employer's letterhead. It must state your job role, whether you work full-time or part-time, how much you get paid for the year, whether it's temporary or permanent, and the method of payment, how you get paid. So it's very important that the letter from the employer covers these 5 points. Not only that, they will expect you to provide at least 6 months pay slips. a minimum of 6 months pay slips and also equivalent bank statement reflecting the pay slips, so that when they pick it up, they can see that when you get paid, it goes into your bank account, and it's got to be consistent, you see. So if you're able to prove that, then you have covered the financial requirement bit. The English test bit, of course, you also need to have the English test certificate to show that you have done the test with an approved provider. In Ghana, they do it at the British Council. When you are coming from Ghana, it's level A1. You must pass that. That aside, when it comes to accommodation, that is where I think the problem is. Because a lot of people will simply pick up the, what do you call it, the form or maybe the tenancy agreement without actually knowing what is in the tenancy agreement. Because when we say evidence of accommodation, people will simply pick up a tenancy agreement and attach it to the application forms. And the reality is that the tenancy agreement speaks. The tenancy agreement has got a story. And if the tenancy agreement has got a clause in the tenancy agreement that can be used against you,
wow,
believe in me, your application will be refused. How does this happen? Today, I'm just going to go through a bit of some of the clauses, obligations, and also rights under tenancy agreement for you to see. Because when you provide tenancy agreement, it doesn't end there. The entry clearance officer or the home office will be looking to see whether the tenancy agreement, one, can do what it's supposed to do. And what is it that the tenancy agreement is supposed to do? The tenancy agreement must show that there will be adequate accommodation for the couple without the place or the property being overcrowded due to your presence in the UK. And as such, what then tends to happen is this: the Home Office will scrutinize the tenancy agreement, all the terms, the rights and obligations. And the funny thing is, some of these tenancy agreements, some of the problems that this tenancy agreement will have is something called sometimes alienation clauses, sometimes restrictive covenants, whereby the tenancy agreement will put a negative obligation. I.e., when we say negative obligation, it's an obligation not to do something. That is a negative obligation. So, for example, you have a tenancy agreement, and the tenancy agreement under, say, clause 8, it states the tenant must not have anyone living at the property without the landlord's consent. This is a negative obligation. It's putting obligation on you not to do something. So now, let's say you are going to bring your wife or your husband from Ghana. You have a tenancy agreement with such a clause, and the clause is telling you, you are the only one named as the tenant of the property. Under clause 6, under clause 5 is stated there that you, the tenant, Kwabena AJ, must not reside at the property with anyone else without the landlord's consent. So now you want to bring your wife, you give this tenancy agreement to the Home Office. Home Office pick up on this clause, and your application gets refused. And then you say, you don't understand. I don't understand. Because you will not understand it, because you have not taken the time to read your own tenancy agreement and understand your own tenancy agreement. This is some of the problems that a lot of people face. So it's simply not just good to add a tenancy agreement to the documents that you are providing to the Home Office if the document cannot serve the purpose in which it's supposed to serve. So it is very, very important that I highlight some of these things so that you know, so that you understand, so that you can see. As a lawyer, it's my job to go through every word in the tenancy agreement, every clause in the tenancy agreement, so that if there is a problem, we can get it fixed we can get it resolved before the application is put in. So in this example that I've just given, it says you must not have anyone residing at the property without the say-so of the landlord. When I pick this up, what do? I go to the landlord and get the landlord's consent. You see the point? Yeah. So once you get the landlord's consent, it will then do what? It will then address the issue that the tenancy agreement has raised. Sometimes you get tenancy agreement that they will tell you this property can only be occupied by 4 people. Maybe you have yourself and maybe 4 other children living at the property. So in fact, you are 5 people. Then the question is therefore is this. Is your spousal or your spouse's arrival in the UK leads to overcrowding in the property? These are some of the things that as a lawyer, Home Office check these things. Yes. So sometimes they refuse people and people do not understand. What they say is this: my application has been refused, but I do not understand why, but the application has been refused. I've got tenancy agreement and everything. But the tenancy agreement is telling the Home Office that the property can only contain 4 people. You live there with your 4 children and therefore you are 5. And therefore by definition, and his presence or her presence in the UK will mean that 6 people will be accompanying the property. And in effect, it leads to overcrowding, and that is forbidden under the immigration rules. And therefore people's application gets rejected because of this. As a lawyer, how do you overcome this? You see, sometimes you need to know the technical know-how to be able to get around these things. You see, any child under the age of 18 is a child, or any person under the age of 18 is a child. It doesn't end there. Any child over the age of half, 0.5, is a half a person. Wow. Not a full person. If a child is under the age of less than 6 months, doesn't count. Okay. When it comes to housing law, you see. And they have age, I think from the age of half to about the age of 12 or 13 is a half a person. So therefore, so if we say the property cannot be occupied by more than 5 people or 4 people, and your spouse, you the sponsor, you have children, they are under the age of 12 and say above the age of 6 months, if it's two of them, they count as 1. So despite the fact that the tenancy agreement said that 5 people or 4 people, if the child is say 4 and 5, they are not full people. They are not 1 person. They are half a person, half a person. So 2 makes 1. Yeah. So you may have 4 children. If they are all under the age of 12, but above 6 months, they are 2 children. They are 2 people. As far as the law is concerned, so 2 people plus you will be what? 3 people. So despite the fact that the tenancy agreement tell me that the property cannot be occupied by more than 4 people, your spouse is entitled to come to the UK without breaching the rules of the immigration when it comes to adequacy of the building or the property. So these are the things that we look at. So for me, when you come to me in order to address these issues, sometimes I refer my clients to surveyors. Wow. And sometimes they will say that, wow, what's the point of getting a surveyor involved? Because a surveyor is a professional who will use his knowledge on housing law to be able to do what? To write a survey report and explain to the Home Office point by point that the property, even the size of the property, can also play a key role. Wow. Sometimes someone can have 2 bedrooms. It can contain 6 people. Someone can have 4 bedrooms. It cannot contain more than 4 people. Yeah. So the size of the rooms can also play a key role when it comes to these things. So it's just not simple that you say that, oh, I'm going to do the application, I've got the list, and that is it. There is much more that one have to do, one have to look at in order to be able to make such applications successful applications. Wow. Now, You have to be married to the person. Let's look at this. Let's look at marriage certificate. Because sometimes it's funny that people think that, oh, I've got my marriage certificate and that's it. Believe me, a lot of people make mistakes on marriage certificates.
Yeah.
Even names, sometimes they write it wrong. Even your marital status, whether you are a divorcee or not, sometimes they write the wrong stuff. And typical marriage certificate will have the date of the marriage, the names of the parties, and whether they were at full age or their age at the time of marriage. They will have their names, their marital conditions, in some cases their father's name and occupation, and sometimes their nationalities and witnesses. It is incumbent upon you, you as the applicant, you as the sponsor, that as soon as you get married, it is important that you check all the facts, all the information on the marriage certificate to ensure that your names are correctly spelled, all the details, all the information on there are accurate before you leave the register office. Because once you leave and there is a mistake, it becomes a problem. It's not the lawyer's problem, it's your problem. You have to bear some of the responsibilities.
Yeah.
Because you cannot sit there and say that, well, they've written my name wrong, but it was up to the lawyer to check.
Okay.
Say the lawyer make a mistake and do not check, or do not check it properly. Your application is refused. Who are you going to blame? Are you going to blame the lawyer or the marriage registrar or yourself? Because when you go to the registrar and they write your name, they give it to you to check to make sure that they are correct before they do what? Before they sign it off. Yeah. So this is something that I'm bringing your mind to it. You know, that we need to watch out for. We need to check these things. It's very, very important. So it's very important that we check these things. We make sure that all the information is correct. Also, in terms of the financial requirement, the money, if you have a child and you are including the child, there is extra money that you need to earn in terms of the amount that you're supposed to get. So the first child is 3,600. Any subsequent child is 2,400. I'm talking about, stepchildren. So you, the sponsor, you have to add these figures to your figures if you are bringing more children with your partner, your spouse, when you are doing this type of application. So it's very, very important that we do what we bear in mind and check this out. When you are bringing children, you also is the duty is also incumbent upon you to make sure that what their birth certificates, the information on there is also accurate and they are correct. Why am I saying this? Because Ghana law, in particular, Birth and Death Registration Act of 1965, tell us that once a child is born, within a period of 12 months, the child needs to be registered. How many times do we register our children? Unfortunately, Ghana doesn't keep records, and many a times when you go for another copy, instead, they will issue a new birth certificate. The birth will be re-registered, as opposed to giving you a copy of the original registration of the birth. This is causing problems, and if the date of issue is a current date, a child has been born since 1940, and the date of issue or the date of registration is 2019, the application is going to cause problems, and Home Office will not accept that. Under those circumstances, it's always advisable to do DNA. So, Mr. Over to you, Mr. Positive, if you could cover that for us.
Yo, at your first Saturday, a lawyer Darko, our Dutch and law, Australia, Yeneno, Air and Marabu Sabo. Lawyer Air can be about our rear, and Panya Bisifa, and they will hokani about Krumoha. And none of the orchard. Yadako chere emerano and so we yesram kakra na me position me ho yi afi na positive ma position me ho yadako chere eye marriage application kwan abisifa de wo ho kani aba na lawyer di kan ma ye entiase se esese onipa no a opese odi obaako ba no esese obaako enya asetena no ene den ada se ukita wo British passport ukita wo indefinite leave to remain and or permanent residency. na take boss no edu say ye bisa ese wo take boss na wo de copy o photocopy etimi edema anaso so say original document no sa niam wo take ni nyina no enye say wo take ni keke without backup ese wo take a utimi enya backup supporting ni atusu biem financial requirement no eso no enye say bia wo se waje 186 na wa take a wo mfa bibia nkan a lawyer kire say ese wo ye den utimi enya letter e free o employer kire say obi a wafa wo adwuma mu ana say o company no agi watum say me positive me ye adwuma Emma DJ Fire Life Radio entino positive ya fa na adwuma mu na ya fa na adwuma mu no e de be na say ye twono e fa positive ho so person ko fa na yire ba lawyer say obaje employment contract letter na letter no eniema 5 na say ye state wo mu na edi kan ese say yetimi state say onipa na awa we sponsor no ana say applicant na o kofa obi aba no 1 adwuma no eye part time ana say eye permanent obi wo a oye part time job ana say bi kra na adwuma no 1 hour pe no oye intese omo estating whether say oye part time ana say oye full time afesu so no ska oje ese say eno so omutimi ye den eka na afesu so role die na woye wadwuma mu ho say woye security officer dia woye receptionist ebia woye doctor woye oru a wo play ho customer service bibia na woye wadwuma mu ho no ese say omo twono letter na omutimi edi hyemu ehun say onipa somesi we da ye fa na adwuma mu adwuma ne date ode hye adwuma se ni nyina ne say omo ye den omo state wo mu enso ho wo de wo pay slip edi adanse say woni sa wo company no anase wa ya adwuma abosom nsia ese se wo di pay slip edi adanse abosom nsia eka sa application form ne ho ne atoso biem ese se wo san de bank statement ya abosom nsia eka sa bank statement o bank statement no e de application ho na bank statement ne di adanse say ebia wo ya adwuma wo sa no etue sika no e de ko sa bank account ne mo enti na adanse e di kire say positive eye adwuma Fire Life Radio ni Fire Life Radio no osievu wo backlist na emomo no ni sika yetua no ni pay slip kire say yetua no £1,100 ne bank statement so kire say Fire Life Radio ba ne bank statement ne so enti no sa niam we edi adanse se ampa onipa we oye adwuma wa ha ye hwe ne bank statement ne muso no sa sika anase company no reflect wo mu ebe ya de se bia wo se wo ye adwuma Fire Life Radio anase ba bia wo ye adwuma na wo sika no bia o bank statement kwa ne bibia animu obi wo ha ne bank accounts na adwuma no endi adanse anase bibia mfamu enti won so no lawyer eme hye ne so ne etoso biem accommodation ese se wutimi di adanse kire se onipa na akofa na ba no o ma meda bonten anase o ma meye burden ma secretary of state enti no ese se wutimi edi adanse anase wunya bibi kire se me yire na mikunu oba kromu ha obenya baabi di ni tiato na empempi no ha na lawyer ebo ya kokko se enye se bi asebe on saka requirement list of items na na say list of document na my lawyer na di hey lawyer dako officer smart Jackson law my yom fly my kwaje list no afa ni nua akwasi chale lawyer na makwaje ne ma no my tria consultation 80 pass no officer sabi my jimmy na me de akoma no ajimi say sika no o se me nya bank statement o se me mfa we say tenancy agreement na se kosi ma ha 2 bedrooms there to so be me what tenancy agreement me bank statement me pay slip o se letter me nkwaje wadwuma mu ho ebia sa ne ma letter no kra no lawyer o kan list no ebia o manager na say bia mo company no sa letter na ochon obi bebre nim DJ Positive is a member of staff in our company full stop well the comma efficacy mo ye be refuse you entino etomre bu o wa abaje listener e ma ne nya wo de say wa je listener wo twanabo na lawyer kan say tenancy agreement no abri bia no clauses bi hihye enima bi hihye mu a ya sebe ye mu bi ne mo ye ni mu die ne bebre no wo ho a ya book no ntimi nkomu entini tenancy agreement no de wo mu no ye nkan ye de ane se o manya dan even krofo bebre ho ya mo dan wo krom ha na so tenancy agreement no onim de enima wom no wakosan enti no the tenancy agreement no ka or requirement no ho a e bia tenancy agreement no e kire say positive wabaje dan eye bosom ye to so da sen wo pe ene obi esese wo tena sa afie we mu na se wo pe se obi betena wo nkyɛn na obi behye wa ma me am ye landlord ye frɛ me Ibrahim Musa masonte eso so the office watwa lawyer na di ntino na che say mikita tenancy agreement na wo de aka ho wanya eniema document o marriage certificate sa eniema we nyina nso so no o marriage certificate se wo hunu se wo yiri din ya tworo ne yie se abana mansa omo ntworo ne yie ye frɛ okwadwo mensa ye ntworo ne yie o yiri maame din ebi wo ho se baso o yiri papa din se baso wo papa ne o maame din se baso ebi wo kra na wo be ma no wa woda ana oba no awoda baso na se sa wonya marriage certificate na se wan cheke wo de ane se o manya aware tumi nkrata enti na se me ye dem de ne ma ne kwa na wo ponko pentam ho pro e bia wo yire passport na okita no e bia mra wo ware ne kra no ne ye frɛ no kofi danso mansa na so ware no no se wa yi danso na fi ho ene wa ye no mansa enti no at the time na wo ware no ene o marriage certificate ne passport na wo mu no enhia but ye mu bebre no wo ye ncheki sa ne ye ma no ye fi se enya marriage certificate ye nya tenancy agreement ne ye de akoka ho afi na fikasi mu no de kwa afi na obetena ase o tenancy agreement na wo de akono ohwemu a obema na mpa wa han dan na so so no close bi hwemu a kire se ensese obi ebeka ho wo fie ho ana so se bia wo je hoho efie bi wo kra na untimi ma obi wadanfo kra ba nkyenya ensese o down nkyenya se okọ if say nipa ne da nkyenya wa breach contract into home office no wagina so no refuse na afi a start boy hwene ena emrofo die bi racist ena makonya nipa bone ena wa refuse my application mikita me bibia nanso bia na se ka wo hu okasamafo bia obekire se o tenancy agreement we no wo yire enka ho ana wontimi fo obi nka ho age se fie bra ne twono letter confirm se ampa positive abeha me fie afa de me ma ne kwan ese obetimi de ne yire no ode wo yire din ahyemu enti wo na bebo yire din ama no ode ne yire adwo amansa efri Ghana eba sa abre de mama ho kwan se onye den obetimi abetra ne nchen na wo de aka ho na sebi o se wo fi se wo sisi ananse a na wo sisi ho enti no ade kitikite bi no na akofa problem afa na be wie wo ka wo court na wo yesen pepi no lawyer ka se enema no nimu a tenancy agreement ne se wo ntia se kra na ebetimi a memfa nka ho ena bebre so wo ho a omako han dan anase ama omodan edan no ebia enipa miensa na wo ma na enipa nan ebia edan no eye 3 bedrooms enipa bia be ye 4 ene wo mu but lawyer so kire se ebetimi akofa obi a sebio oye surveyor edan anase housing onim edan mu nimude kromo amra chese ye wo akola from day 1 na se odi 6 months eno no ya sebe ye nka no nka ho se wo ye full person ena se odi bosum nsia ekwa akopem se about 13 years ana se ebia beye 15 years eno no omo count se wo ye half person enti be hu se efie bi wo ho a eye 2 bedrooms ento so na bia enkola 4 ena timu aha lo ye ka se mo no manya minia ba bi tie mi o se wa ma ye high for say lawyer se wo ye housing benefit if it's a lawyer okita nkola 4 eso so no yama ni 2 bedrooms oni council for na twi okoye no mo say onye priority if it's a lawyer wasama wo can confirm say ne makra ne ba pani kura no onya 7 years enti no afi no wate ni ma bi ase enti no say wanya 2 bedrooms ese say oye din no tare ho if it's a enkwala no omunye fu ayi enti no ye half enti lawyer patch say etom de bu ho emra no ye nti ase but ye no ye fi say ye wo edan a eno straight away na che say me wo dan ebia na wo ma no ebia opani kura nya 17 ebia na wo bro sa de omo requirement na omo ka no obi wo ha okita 3 bedrooms eso ne betima fa nipa be 6 obi wo ha okita 2 bedrooms eso betima fa nipa 2 pe enti no wo ye bibia seek advice de bia lawyer brofo hwehwe eno ntina Yesu kan ye no wo se mumom ewiase no ubom a ye bebio ena se ebia wo a wo ye sponsor na wo ye settle wa ha no ebia na sebe oyire na wo de ne ba no ebi kura na wudi kan no oba ne wo fie ansa na wudi uti baba hwem enti ka hu se wo abeku wo eba wo fie a ono no oba be ka ho se obi wa abeku anase bi a owo ebofra bi e wo fie a ka hu se financial requirement no enye 186 akwala bi ade ne be ka ho no e wo sika eno soso no wo betua ka ho enti no ye search application ye be sremo enye se bi a wo ready home office guidelines na eno ni mistakes a ye mu pin ye ne yakose ye nema na afi no ye de sombo bobonsam ena me fie bayifuo ena hwan home office fund on be tro say the lawyer kan tenancy agreement me kita tenancy agreement home office ni nkan tro say tenancy agreement no fa koma wo landlord anase clauses na hye mu no onu no ni time be ka tro because no obi apani nyonko ayeden asisi no ebi hanu na lawyer na oba kire mu no obi ay selfish home office say ohia tenancy agreement tenancy agreement wa qualify o say ruade me da wase home office ni nso abompa ye say tenancy agreement na ruade me yamfa sa clause 5.1 or say 8.1 ni bi nshem I say one person can occupy the room was that tenancy agreement no afi okofa yiraba odo yiraba ye pe na home office menya no na wode awo fa be wo so pa enti no sebi o ye application say ya minua enya straightforward enya wadwen say eniema no unya na asa ko ne kofa ma osendifo bi na wo de onsaka kra no requirement no onsaka no fa koma book appointment fa ma obi onkase fa bra Jackson say law pe okasema fo bi owo ho a oni mranim na ka chen say lawyer me requirement e person me kofa me yire banie ahe na obe charge me application de me ametima fele ma de ma ko school na me person wo check hwe say document am kita ni nyina no eye correct ana so say eye ana afi lawyer no yes because of obe oji usika no obe hunu o tenancy agreement we enye o bank statement we e bia na sika bi kura kofam obi di sika bi akotum obi akotwe sika bi atum 5000 na ye bi say sika ni free here enti Jackson and Lord here o say wo ya application e betimi a seek legal advice eho and a lawyer dako e na no see.
Thank you very much, Mr. Positive, and for your explanation. I also did mention about DNA, where there are question marks about the birth certificate, especially late registration of birth. There was a rumor that Home Office do no longer require people to do DNA. That is simply not the case. Home Office statement that they issued on 25th of October 2018 basically stated that in some cases DNA were not necessary, and they did ask certain people to do DNA, and going back it was not necessary for them to have done so. They've also made it very, very clear that DNA is not compulsory. You are under no legal obligation to do DNA. But the problem of DNA, or of not doing the DNA, is that if your evidence is not convincing, you don't have any corroborative evidence, Home Office will still or may still refuse your application.
Okay.
Lawyer
Kasa, Hano, Adi Hunia, said the lawyer Kano, Yem Pepi, no Yatibia, na ye Gina so, you see DNA, the Hunia beam, ye Casancrophobe, Omo Conform Maba, Nea Trimoja. Na lawyer chire mu enema bi wo ho a odi kaka ya me ma wi free man fanchim yam fa ne se ba bia ye free no sebio emrane makwan se wo a from day 1 from 0 up to 365 days aya bosome an etoso edumi no aya afemu no se won register wo ba emrane ma ho kwan wo betime register na yemi se ho se yemu ahe yemu Ghana enkrofo bebre wo ho a wo abofra na di even 15 years kura no yen ready birth certificate oni bi if he say on two kwan a onye den onko ye passport bi antina birth certificate munya no ena yes so no empepi no ye records ye keep records ewo Ghana ye recent na o ma hyase na empepi no aha na lawyer se ye nhye ne so emra ne kire se wo ba o afi se wotimi register akola no yemfa ne se o akola no ebi asisi ya no o akola no 2015 no na se abofra no nya ne birth certificate a emra no ma ho kwan se 2016 wobetuma register bofra no na yemfa ne se ebia wawo ba 2000 wanya bofra no ne birth certificate wan register bofra no watwenya up to 2019 ya wo mu obese okofa wo baba abofra na pese okofa ne ba no aha no Ghana ye system no insese ebia ye wo date of registrar and ye wo date of issuing aha no ye confuse ye ho da ye de wo abofra ebia ye wo abofra ebia 2000 the year 2000 entino date of registrar no date 2000 and issuing date issue ye no esese ebia 2019 because 2019 enom issue birth certificate no na mom abofra no esese ka ye register no 2000 saha no home office for no because of emrane kire say abofra no up to 12 months no se uko register oba one abofra no 2000 from 2000 up to 2019 calculate the gap difference now okasa afi na won register abofra no and I say ya issue abofra no birth certificate Ediba ne bedi adanse se eyampa se saa gabo no abofra na wo oba ha na lawyer concern nyina wo esese ye hye nso ebi atwi na meka ne bi ntiase yie wawo oba 2000 abofra no wan register no wanya birth certificate amano wanya passport amano from 2000 2001 2 3 4 5 6 7 10 up to 2019 opase odo baba almost 19 years. Now fe na uko ako dia koma home office for said me go me bani 2000 afe na maya bofra birth certificate 2019 baby say into the whole of 2000 no up to 2019 sa gabo no na wo no we ye sure sa bofra ne yoba enti ha no a be breaka say o DNA dia hunhia ya twam no aha lawyer pa kire say to be on the safer side to cover all the problems no say wo ba within 1 year no want to register bofra na ehun behia say o kofa baba obeye DNA lawyer bia na mara no ntima nkire mu yi.
I think it's perfect. You have explained it very, very loud and clear, and I believe that our listeners will understand it, because I mean there's no any other way of explaining this. So thank you very much for the explanation. So it's very, very important that where DNA is required, you do DNA to support your applications. There is nothing painful than to do an application, you satisfy all the requirements, and yet to be refused on the basis of relationship and suspicion that the the birth certificate may not be genuine, or may not be a reliable evidence in which the Home Office can rely on to issue the visa to your children. So do the best that you can. When you seek advice and you are told that this is important, do not challenge it. I will encourage you to listen to the advice listen to the advice and basically do it in order not to bring any problems later on to you. Say you've got the evidence, you tick all the boxes, you need to submit the application. What are the procedure? You need to submit the application online. You need to pay the application fee online. As I speak to you, settlement applications now cost about £2,800.
Wow.
So people need to bear that in mind, because the NHS fees has been doubled, and therefore the fee is a lot of money now, to about £2,800 that you need to pay, and you need to pay online. On the day, the applicant will have to submit the application to the Visa Application Center, which they call VAC. In Ghana, the place to submit is Movenpick, or the formal Ambassador Hotel. That is where you need to submit the application. That aside, they will do their fingerprint at the time of submission of the application. Some of the documents, the applicant's document will be given in the country where the applicant is. The sponsor's document will be sent to Sheffield. Generally speaking, it takes about 3 months for them to make decision, which is about 15 weeks. And once decision is made, they will send an email that you should come and collect the decision. They will then return by post the sponsor's documentation to the UK. Once you get a decision, generally speaking, they will give you roughly about a month to leave the country. So if you are doing the application, you also have to be prepared to leave at any time. Once you get a visa, you have about a month to leave the country. Most of the time, by the time you get a visa itself, the decision, you see that a week or two has already passed, and therefore you have to act quick and fast to buy your ticket and then make your way to the UK. This is something that we have to know. If the application is refused, what do you then have to do? If your application is refused, you have to lodge an appeal. You see, sometimes the problem that a lot of people have is this. When a case goes to appeal and you are submitting fresh application, you cannot expect the fees to be the same, the lawyer's fee. Because when a case goes to court, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. There is a lot of directions, timetables that need to be complied with. And also there's a lot of time. You have to prepare the case, i.e. you have to get statements done. You need to prepare bundle. You need to, in some cases, you need to make arrangement for representation, and also, to see the client for preparation. So there's a lot of hours that need to be spent. And as we know, the more hours you spend, the more hours that you will charge. So for me, it's always advisable to to reduce or to minimum the risk of refusal from the beginning. Get the lawyers involved, get them to do it for you, and I believe that it will help you in a big deal. Even when there are problems, the lawyer knows what has gone wrong. The lawyer will then be able to advise you and perhaps do the best that he can to resolve the issues for you. So it's very, very important that we follow this, and basically when making such applications, to seek legal advice from the right places. So in an event that for whatever reason the application is refused, you lodge appeal. Home Office, through reconsideration, did not bother to do what they did not bother to overturn the decision. The case goes through the court. Unfortunately, because of the way things are, when a case goes to court these days, it can take about 1 year before they call the case up for a hearing. And once you win your case, even, you have to wait for about 3 to 4 months in order to get a visa. So when time is a serious factor as far as you are concerned, in some cases it may well be that you have to forget the appeal and do fresh application and address the issues that they have, so that it can speed things up for you. It is not the ideal, but sometimes you need to look at what is more important, time or going to court and winning your case. If time is not on your side, sometimes you have to basically forget about money and then do it again and get it out of the way so that you can come into the country quick. Because sometimes you need to look at the cost involved, cost and benefits. Because if you have to wait for 1 year, say 1 year, you are waiting for 1 year and perhaps you are not doing anything in Ghana, in such circumstances, maybe it may well be the case that you have to do fresh application and come, because if you come to this country, you are more likely to get a job, you are more likely to work, and that 2,800, you are more likely to make that money within the shortest period of time. Also, in terms of separation from your families, possibly it will make things a little bit easy to be able to reunite with a family. So sometimes these are some of the factors that one have to take into account, whether to appeal or not to appeal. But everyone is different, everyone's circumstances is different, and therefore it's a decision that the individuals have to make. In an unlikely event that the case goes to court, many a times there are things that we do before we go to court which are not healthy. And today, I'm just going to go through 8 things that people do without realizing that they are doing them, and it doesn't look good in the eyes of judges. But people should also realize that most of these judges, they were lawyers before they became judge. So some of the things that I'm going to talk about, you will see that they've gone through the same thing and they know exactly what goes down. So it's very, very important that we learn from this as well. The first one is memorizing. You see, someone will just memorize things in his head that when he goes to court and a question is twisted, they get found out. So it's very, very important that you must know your case before you go to court. And when you go to court and you are asked a question, use your own words never ever deliver a planned speech. You should not memorize things. You must not rehearse things because they don't look organic. They don't look original. They look fake. So it is very, very important that when you go to court, you speak in your own words. Before the trial, think about the matter that you'll be answering questions about. So you have at least an idea of what you want to say. Jog your memory. It's important that you try to remember things. Go back to the story, how it happened. So, for example, you have done marriage application, the application has been refused. You are going to go to court. What sorts of questions do you think you will be asked? So you need to go back to your history. This man, this woman that you are married to, you have invited this woman or man to come to the UK. Where did it all started from the first place? How did your relationship developed? It's very, very important. How did you decide to marry the person? Where did you marry the person? Why do you want the person to come to the UK to join you? So these are the things that you should be basically, you need to go back to jog your memory so that you can make it real. And you can put it in your own words when you are asked questions. The second point that I will say, and this does not only relate to only immigration, but any point of law, when you are going before anyone, a judge or maybe any panel, a tribunal, these are some of the things that we have to learn, we have to know. The second one is anything that will make the judge or the tribunal angry. It's very, very important. Judges don't like it when you get them angry in their courtroom. It's very, very important. What are the things that can make a judge angry? You know that the court time is 10 o'clock. You know that you have been advised to come to the court by 9:30. And then you decide, no, I'm not going to get there at 10. I will get there at 10:30. A judge call your case at 10 o'clock and you are not there. My friend, that is not good. Also, you go to the courtroom and you looks like you are not prepared. You have been asked by your lawyers to bring original copies of your documentation, and you decide, no, I'm not bringing them. Representation, the way you represent yourself, the way you look. Whilst it is not good to judge people, the reality about life is that we judge people. So it's very, very important that you do what? You are presentable. We cannot pretend. You see, we judge people all the time. Yeah. Also, number 3, blame game. Try to blame everyone but yourself. Oh, my lawyer didn't tell me. The court didn't tell me. You know, anything else is someone's fault, but not your fault. Typical example is where you have been asked to bring a document to court. Maybe you forgot to bring it. Or maybe you have spoken to the court officer and the court officer has mentioned that you need to fill in a form. The form has been given to you, that the judge will need it. You go inside the courtroom, the judge is hearing the case. It has got to the point, the judge said, well, can I see your income and expenditure? And you turn around to say that, oh, the court officer gave it to me, but he didn't tell me to fill it out. You know, things like that does not help your case. Also, expletives, i.e., screaming at a judge, shouting at a judge, cursing in the courtroom, being disrespectful and disconnected, keeping a bad language under wraps, being able to stay focused and control is very, very important. Because once you lose focus, sometimes what then follows, what then happens, is that you are not able to rationalize. And you will make mistakes. You will not look convincing. And that is not good for you. Also, any of these words, you must avoid it. Whereas, making an assumption, using words such as aforementioned, using words such as heretofore, using phrases such as to be honest with you, using phrases such as to tell you the truth, telling a judge, trust me, saying in court, I am telling you the truth, telling the court before God and man, telling the court, do you know who I am, telling the court with respect, telling the court respectfully speaking. You don't go to court and do that, trust me. Words or phrases such as with respect is something that you must never use, because it's an insult. People should bear this in mind. From where we come from, we think by using the word with respect, it means that we are showing the person respect. But in England, when you tell someone with respect, you are telling the person that he is talking nonsense. Hey. So with respect means with all due respect, you are talking nonsense. Now listen to me. That is what it means. So people have to be very, very careful when we are using these words. I was speaking to this gentleman recently from Jamaica, and he used those words, and I had to laugh, because for me, I knew that he doesn't understand it. You say, he does not understand the word that he was using, because to him, he thought by saying with respect, he's showing me respect. Yeah. By using the word lawyer, but with respect, if you provide this document, is it not going to bring problems? So in the end, I had to correct him that the word respect, once you start using it, indirectly, you are telling the person that what the person is doing is not, i.e., not right. What the person is saying or what the person is doing is rubbish. The person must not even think of doing that. You see, but sometimes people think that when they say with respect, it means that they are showing you respect, but at the same time they are differing or they are differing from your opinion. So it's very, very important that there is no point in using big words that we do not understand, because in the end it can only put you into more problems and more trouble. Also, anything that is an exaggeration, there is no point in making exaggerations in the court of law. When you go to court, just be as straight as you can. When people exaggerate, you see, judges are one-time lawyers, and they know the psychology of the human being. You see, so for example, positive, you can say something. When I want to put you in a bad situation, two things that I will do. I will ask you to repeat what you've just said. It's two things. Either I want to be clear of what you've just said, or I want to make a point. Use what you have said to justify something that I want to do. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. It's something that we do. Because you can say something because what you have said, I want to use it against you, or I want to use that to gossip to someone. So what would I do? I'll say, oh, Mr. Positive, did you just say that Brixton is a bad place? Did you just say that? And then you say, yes, Brixton is a bad place. Okay. I will take a break and I come back. Oh, I did not hear you properly. Could you just repeat what you just said? Oh, yes, Brixton is a bad place. You see, so the thing is this. You may not be aware that my intention is to get the information and use it viciously to damage you or to cause havoc. or to cause you problems, or to gossip, to show it to someone, to show how bad you are, bad Marvin Brixton. Or to get that information to make a point to someone. So it's like that. So when you go to court, do not try to exaggerate. Do not try to exaggerate, because when you exaggerate, of course, people can see through what do you call it? Through windows. When someone's exaggerating, many times, a lot of good people will say nothing. Whilst you think you can control what they see, you cannot control their head, because people will think what they want to think. Whilst you cannot change someone, you can change yourself. That is the reality about life. That's the philosophy of life. You cannot change people. You can only try to influence people. You can talk to someone, you can persuade someone, the person can choose to decide to take it or not to take it. Despite everything that you say, despite how you try to influence them. It's a choice that individuals have. People will change if they want to change. They may decide not to change because they don't want to. All that you can do is try to influence the decisions that they make. So when you go to court, there is no point in trying to exaggerate, because judges can read through the lines. Be as straight as you can be, and be straight as it is, as a ruler. State your facts. That's all that you can do. And many times you will see that you come across in a very convincing way. Also, anything that you cannot amend, you see, the realities about life, there are certain things that you cannot do anything about. For example, do not go to court and give definitive answers. For example, they ask you, what was the day that you met your wife? They've asked you, what day did you meet your wife? And you say 9th of September 1992. What day was it? If you know that you cannot remember, do not go and say it was a Friday. Simply say you do not know, you do not remember. You are better off. But if you go in and you say it was a Friday, and they just say, are you sure? I am definite it was a Friday. Even that day was the day that I was born, and therefore it's definite. And you know it, you don't remember. The judge pull up a calendar, look at the date and the day in question, and the day was a Sunday. Your credibility is in big doubt. So it's very, very important that where we are not sure, we don't commit ourselves. Where we are sure, we commit to it. Do you have to volunteer information to the court? The answer is no. Just answer questions that you have been asked to answer. It is very, 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 very important. When they ask you a question, if you are asked a question, there is no point in beating about the bush. In law, we say you don't go on fishing expedition. You just go straight to the point and you answer questions that you have been asked. It is very, 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 very important. Now, let me use these few minutes that we have and talk about Windrush scheme. This is a new application that has been introduced following the Windrush scandal, and this sort of application is available to those people from Commonwealth countries and also from the Caribbean countries who lack documentations. A lot of them came here in 1973, before the changes of the immigration rules, and then the coming into effect of the Immigration Act of 1971. And therefore, many of these people from Commonwealth countries, and especially the Caribbean countries, came to the UK by operation of the law at the time, were people with indefinite leave to remain because of the operation of the law. And in fact, some came here as British subjects and British citizens, those people from Barbados, Beijing, and other countries. So now we have this application called the Windrush Scheme, which is available for Commonwealth citizens and other nationals who have been lawfully resident in the UK for a long time but do not have documents to demonstrate their status. People eligible are a Commonwealth citizen who settled in the UK before 1st of January 1973 or who has right of abode. 2. A child of a Commonwealth citizen parent who settled before 1st of January 1973, where the child was born in the UK or arrived in the UK before the age of 18 years. Or a person of any nationality who settled in the UK before 31st of December 1988 and is settled in the UK. You can make this application if you are in the United Kingdom. Then you need to complete an application form, and once you complete the application form, you need to submit it to the Home Office. If you need more information about this, there's also a compensation scheme. If you need more information, by all means you can contact Justice and Law Solicitors on 0207 993 5976. Our office opens from Monday to Friday, from 9:30 to 5:30. You'll be able to get us. If you call us after office hours, unfortunately, you'll not be able to get us. I look at my phone. Someone called me yesterday at 12:43 a.m. I don't know what the person was expecting. I cannot answer phone call at 12 a.m. I know the person is probably working night, thinking that, lawyer doesn't sleep, so let me try my luck. Unfortunately, I will not be able to answer at that time of the night. I beg, if you want to get us, call the office hours, and we'll be happy to do what? To answer your queries that you may have. I thank you for that. Let's do something small about 7 reasons why being selfish is a good thing.
Learn from this topic.
It's a psychology positive, and it's very, very important that we understand psychology a bit about our life, because many a times, sometimes people can make you feel so bad, and then they will then use your vulnerability, and therefore they will manipulate you. They will use the word, "Oh, you are selfish. Selfish is a bad thing, and therefore, if you are selfish, then you are such a bad person." But for me, I've always said this, that human nature, everyone is selfish. Because the act of telling someone that a person is selfish is a selfish act. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because before you say someone is selfish, either the person has not done what you want him to do, or you are looking for something from the person has refused to give it to you. And therefore, in that respect, you think the person is only thinking about himself, and therefore the person is selfish. But in the same tone, Mr. Positive, isn't it selfish if someone doesn't do what you want and for you to complain about it?
It's true.
Because it's the same sort of thing. So for me, the word selfish is something that I think we say it, but we don't really understand it. Because it's part of human nature. Selfish, we have 2 types of selfishness. We have the bad selfishness and the good selfishness. That is psychology. And psychologists will tell you, sometimes people get the word selfish confused with maybe someone who may love themselves or care for themselves alone. That is the difference. Caring for yourself alone, arguably, one could say it's not good, because you must have care and compassion also for others. But to be selfish, we have good selfish and bad selfish. Let's look at what the literature tells us. Because when we first think of selfishness, we think about, people basically putting their self first alone and not caring about others. But the good selfish is where you are able to put yourself first in some situations, or most of the situations, such as self-compassion. You must have compassion for yourself before you can have compassion for someone. That is a fact. Why am I saying this? Let's assume you are on a plane and the plane, something goes wrong. Oxygen mask has come out. What would you do first?
I'll secure myself first.
The plane, they will tell you that in terms of an emergency, you have to make sure that you have secured yourself first. If there's an oxygen mask, you have to make sure that you have put on your one first before even you do your child's one. You see, because the logic the logic behind that is this: if you attempt to do your child's one, and maybe the smoke, overcomes you, you'll be dead. Your child will be dead. So the act of not being selfish, in fact, it has led to what? A death of 2 people. And it's not good. At least if you cannot secure your child, secure yourself. So you have to have compassion about yourself. Self-esteem. If you don't have self-esteem, i.e., you don't feel like you are worth something, how can you treat someone that someone is worth something? So self-worth, one will argue, is an act of selfishness, but it is a good selfishness. So for me, I sit here, and I've said this before, that you can undervalue me, but I will not undervalue myself. Because I know my value. When I said that, someone said, oh, it's not something good to say. It is something good to say. Because it's called self-worth. You must have the belief in yourself that you are worth something. You cannot control what someone think, but you can control what you think. So it's very, very important that self-esteem, self-worth is something that we must always we must always invite or what do you call it? Be proud of. Self-management. Of course, you must love yourself. You have to manage yourself. You have to look presentable. You have to look good. When you look nice, clean, someone will say, oh, this guy will show off. Let them say. At least you have to look presentable. Because by looking presentable, people will show you respect. Self-respect. If you don't respect me, that doesn't mean that I should not respect myself. I will respect myself, and I will make sure that you respect me. Because if I respect myself, then I can command respect from you. But if I don't respect myself, how can I command respect from you? So that is the reason why we say charity begins at home. Respect yourself, and people will do what? People will also respect you. Taking care of your opportunities. You see, if you don't teach your children to be selfish, believe me, they will end up going to hell. This is controversial, but you might ask me, why am I saying this?
Why are you saying that?
Why do you go to church, Mr. Positive?
I want to go to heaven.
You don't say we want to go to heaven, do you? I rest my case.
Serious? I want to go to okay, I want to go to heaven.
You go to church for your own salvation,
not for anyone's salvation.
You will not look at me and say that, whoa, lawyer is my brother, he's not going to go to church, so I am also not going to church. Why? Because you fear that if you don't go to church, you could end up going to hell. So if lawyer decide not to go to church, you are not going to follow me. Yes, because you want your salvation, because you want to go to heaven, and therefore you are not going to do what? You are not going to follow me. So wouldn't that be classified as a selfish act?
Wow.
Because you are going to church to secure your salvation, but you are not going to church to secure our salvation, because each one for himself in some cases in life. And therefore for me, a typical example is your child going to sit on exams. Are you going to tell me that your child, you are not going to force your child to learn because his friends are not learning?
No.
You protect your child.
Yeah.
If his friends are not learning, what do? you make sure that he doesn't even associate with these friends. Because you see them as bad influence.
Yes.
And therefore, what do? You become selfish and protective of your own child, and you do the best that you can to make sure that your child go places.
So therefore, as you say, we have good selfish
and we have bad selfish. So me, if you tell me that I'm selfish, I'm happy because I know I'm a good selfish one. I rest my case here. Mr. Positive, we will activate the telephone lines and you will then continue the show. We take phone calls. Today, 1:30 sharp. And your baba ya sorry wa hanamo. Ebe bom pa ye passe obunsam nyuma. Obunsam obubom ti se ojata but agona odi. Ene ebe ye fire ewo ye fie hanamo. Odi ye me line into na fe yen take some phone calls. Among for say men send the program no emre wo mo through WhatsApp. We will do the best that we can and send the program to you through WhatsApp. So bear with us whilst we are working on the WhatsApp and also other mechanisms in which we can bring you the show. So yes, we got your message. If you have any questions for us today, you can call in today. Exactly, we have only about 20 minutes to take phone calls. As soon as what do you call it? As soon as it's 1:30, we will have to bring the program to an end so that Christ the Livingstone can also start their program on time. In fact, it's supposed to be 1 o'clock, but Pastor is not here yet. So what we do is we will wait until he comes. As soon as he comes, we will open the line. We will activate the line. He will come and start his program. So this is the time to call in. The number to call is 0203 002 8482. If you have any question about UK immigration and nationality law, please do call in. This is the time to call in. After the program, you will not be able to get me. Today is Saturday, it's Easter holidays. I also have to go and spend some time with my family, and therefore it's very, very important that if you have any question, you call in now so that we can take your questions. Any question about UK immigration law, you call in. Any question about divorce law, you call in. Any question about employment law, you call in. Any question about probate and housing, you call in, and we'll be able to assist you and help you. Even if you are not able to answer it on air here, we will arrange with you and give you free legal advice. We have our first caller from Canada. Hello, good afternoon.
Yo,
Oja dem.
Lawyer, they say any just a dictum, so the Easter pie that is supposed to say one prepare by the fire like
Wa.
Lawyer, let me sure the Dicka means that all fire life listening. They do massive degree. Now you go happy Easter. And then they say Saturday, happy Easter, Saturday.
Happy Easter to you. That's right.
Yamishramo, and then most of it my young mamma, but now say, Auntie Capia, a bed and yes, when you be to you. The first one, boy, hope I will go to my walk.
Sir,
Casabi, positive would be an answer. And after more listeners, also that I was here, the other can't say more Musumu, or Master my yard and some now, Nama, what would be any answer? It's not so much my dad, you better travel. Yamishramo, and then you are more. There was a man can make many things be a baby. I mean, the our client in about Nadia became a person who put out Canada boy. Sadly, why 2.5 years? Let me say last 2.5 years, then last year, then I was for 5 years, must say increasing price and also renewal.
CP, yes, a woman to price in say a 1052.20. That is the Home Office fees. Immigration health surcharge fees a 1,000 choppable pounds. Now a 500, but almost increasing by 100%. And today no. Say so all your application now and yes all the 2 post to more. You have to go to Home Office and do fingerprint. Now say now say uni ubia or tawachia one kasano. Roberto Samia. That's right. It's Ubeko Home Office Uncle Bonsano. And he said, na say unyami bi anywhere chidia. Naturally say, no dear, unu nyame na echo, o baso anu nyame na eba. Na say, bi ti selo ya da kundi we chia, ene ejike kre. Naturally say, ye ba ye nim ne ba be fight ya ma wa no. Sana etie. Because said ye can say why your stomach lawyer ana se ukɔhye baabi na so bi kɔ fill forms bi ma na se o de kɔ na asɛm ba ho na be fill lawyer na se ma ye busy na se mentimi ama me boawa me nko gina baabi eni di matem aha said the mpanimfoɔ kan ye no ɔse futukoko nini ene de ene kɔtɔ ɔmo free abusua baako mu enso so ɔmo ensre afikrom saa na etie enti menka so ye Ghana ni enti achi wunti lawyer da ko de mi ye bia no minyai na mi medi wachi aha se enframa moya o se ahwidie mu ayenyunu ana se ahwidie mu adwo na enframa ba na hu se yes se baabi hyehye saa na etie aha yesi jata so be wi apesa na num na be hyehye no saa na etie apesa ye nwene kwa o wi anabun se be wo enti enko ye nim ye da wasifi obi si asem ni Canada man ye da wasifi bye bye. Okay, yanko ni first second caller ni money tatao. Mr. Edward from Wolverhampton, yanko.
Good afternoon, Kaloya.
Good afternoon, Mr. Edward from Wolverhampton.
Good one. Good afternoon, ready, I somehow can come to some percent the Kakra, a Kahon, and then anyway, Juman saying to me, media process is still fresh in my memory. Forms, no, what's your forms now? And you may be sound. Simple, but yes, simple. Yes. A simple and yes, simple.
It looks simple.
Yes, because a simple question. What is your name? And yeah, what is your name, okay? And what is your name with your passport? And what's your name with your birth certificate? Just say, it's not just I'm the vigilance. It's not just that simple. Until me, I got into it. I thought it was simple as that. So, and another thing was here. And now we'll come about going to court. Maybe the other day, finding it easy for me in the sense. So the career, most of the homework and some about the thing. Into now, I know that me. Yeah, now make church on it. Yeah, and me do court on it was easy. My name is wife. Because now base work and I will buy. So, until now, our advice for is that they should just come and dump the paperwork on that. So, lawyer and I expect the lawyer to do that for me because we could do what. And yeah, we only need to accept. Who needs to accept? And so, who need the answers to your own case. The judge is not going to believe you. So the lawyer can do
his best.
Much as, yes, but who need the final win? Who need the final push? So, our advice is to get involved in the whole process. So the forms now, only lawyer and the best has more fail it. The copy now, but yeah, no, a copy of the form I'm filling. No, nothing, no, go through. And then now, I say mistakes, man. Sometimes when we go through, we are own so, yeah, mistake, why? Yeah, because you're who life into who now with my catcher and say, oh, yeah, mistake, why? Then the soon, so now we have a then maybe I incommodate or make two of the data. Who or no, because you're whole life. So people should get involved and don't just go and say, okay, I'm paying for a lawyer, so the lawyer should do everything for me. No, and I can chat about looking good, you know. Hospital now, yeah, homeless for the daho. Na security for no go round. More. Na me hupa pedi. Titi ya ni hunu. Eh, ade ma pedi dia ya na so obesra obi. And so they oluku fresh. Washa ni khaki trousers. Wa boni tie, wa bo shirt. No ever find you homeless. And so yampa money that. No, because the way he looks, no. Me hunu, me say he see that coming to visit somebody, or he's ill. And so finally homeless, as he is a candidate, because he doesn't look like your typical homeless guy, dirty, thinking and all that. In the that today, he's in the womb. So, and he's looking good. It's also very, very good. Even if you have a home or not. So,
Mr. Wolverhampton. Yanko next caller 4699. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ohene. Oma Amini Oma Francisca. I'm happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you.
Sada was baby last war from so about one fellow was in here. Sorry. After some that was it. Oh, and I'm a cowboy, Benama, we request him with a phone. What pick me? What kind of person said they're ready? Yes, somebody would say there. A year to bow. Ah, you're quite. I'm here to Papa, my friend, my bomb basso. I mean, as if you need 2 weeks in the ya, me, Lana is so busy. Oh, you know, where they are done. I use my bomb basso. Yeah, that was CP. I mean, I'm causing a good job, my. Yeah, that was it. Thank you for your support. Yes. Yemfa Mame Boatman Swabelande. Hello.
Lawyer.
Good afternoon.
And then what fire? Good afternoon. What fire?
Yeah, fire ko.
What fire pa? Why are they? Na DJ Mama Smedana sepa. That mean ya. But what just no show said lawyer and person was so to say okay. Okay pa. Was sending a blame through WhatsApp. Nti no na me de tie na nipa ya de a was say. Na lawyer selfishness na wo ka no. Ene me feel so what you we ase na so wa anye selfishness a. Unye ska. Because the enti America sa na say. Me man start here adwuma no. Ena me kunu ka kire nkwala na say. Wa hwe yi a wadanfo bi be ba so here sika. Nanso obi wo ha wa gi sika firi wo a wa gi adi afa no. Aka. Ye wode komede no. Enti o ka kire nkwala nso mu hwe yi ba na obi ba ka kire say na ante ewu they are starving in the house sika ni ho. Na nyese bia utirimu ya din. But one year selfishness was no maybe one. Obi wo ha na obaji usika sabi akodi afa no kwa. Nanso no obi wo ha sabi o ohia sika no obi wo ho nso a ohia. Enti me feel say we are sometimes no one year selfishness ama utirimu so anya din kakra nso a. Wan fe ya de bia no na ma na che say wo akwa breku asama wo kana de asam na how sen so de na wo kana me de se wo bo ade enura na misua no ma kakra free me bai ho na no ma o kana edo na wo kana ya na nkofofo se dan no egu ho enti me wo man 9 years se me fora me kofa ma me bai ka se me se what trans cases every Saturday bia no what trans you take his surgery no what ma me e bi severe problem pa disabled children at said in one case you bet watch your chair no man because who of that to see the most severe disabled person
yes
it then no I say yeah ukona wo how ma dwene ne ade ade they are not doing very well nanso ye wo cases wo ho a pale a esisi ye hwehwem na de ohia no ye de ma no nti wasema wo kana enura na jankwala na ye yi na wonso wude te ya na wutie nsem na wusua de ye nti na no ade wo kirechire mi mu nti ono kura no wose ama na get experience say there before no situation na ye wo mu no and I feel we say they are right because one komu a enko wo
sir
nti takra meka cho nti mo spend happy Easter and yen twem pasadu na obe humpa ye because enu ne hia ene minute
yes
kromai timi da ma sibibri why
ye da wasipi your America cra osusu ubetimi afre positive na person kasa
yeah say you twem phone call so na asema na wo kan ena mepese oba highlight baby kakra ase brofo na wo kan no yemu bebre ho a o se wo kasa ye kokota enima bi wo ho a ensem bi wo ho a enye koto pe se ebia baby a wo ko bia because said ya wo kan o se kasa ni bi wo ho a brofo no ya ona wo kan no ye fi se ye te brofo no esusu na asan bu ma mi hwetwe kasa be kan na esusu be bu abeka yeso se said ya wo kan me say no, to be frank, minim I tell the boy na me no because with due respect, with respect. Oh, as somebody who can now waka no kware. So baby ha yenim. She say obi be ko jina court. And I'm telling you the truth. Now I swear. You know, no me pese obi try say phone calls
You've been placed on hold. Please wait.
Okay.
And on top of that, so be sending message be. Was it selfish or cano? Good and the bad, and or person will you question your man? Obi a yamano, 3 bedrooms, the money and Kualana Tuko.
Yeah.
And then one farmer, one already are renting. Ubi so ekitan Kuala 5.
You've been placed on hold. Please wait.
Wait, or not to say, Yamia Shirano. And to wait a self bad and I say a good one. The offer need to
when a criminality. Because subletting, because that's what the person has done. You see, we call something subletting. When local
You've been
authority
placed on hold. Please wait.
Okay. When local authority gives you accommodation, you see. Okay, but you'll be about the infano now, mebaso. Hello. Okay. So when local authority give you a place to stay at, it's given to you for you to stay, but not to rent it, you see. And you will see that in almost all the local authority housing contract, and also tenancy agreement, and also housing association.
You've been placed on hold.
Housing association tenancy agreement, you know. They have a clause in there. Say you must not sublet this property. This property must not be used for immoral purposes. You must not sell alcohol in this property because it's residential area. So you will see something called restrictive covenants, which are in tenancy agreement. And when say also the current obia ubumraso. And when say houses or housing offices, say what they do is every year they go from one flat to another to make sure say enipa na de ade ne man no or da so de ete honomo say conservative omkasom the policy bi ba ese obi a yede ba bia rent na no se ne mani nyini na so mutu a they will rehouse the person and give the person a smaller accommodation. Said ya families almost so starting no almost so etimi enya baby a adequate for them because se woje that's the sad thing. Oje ebia the place has been rented to you for about £500. Now they are renting it to now oje enipa ba could be £600. Enti enipa one rent 8 meter rent esama winya emfaso about 50%. Osi nyame ehira oje se scanner na de akotua tight in the collection ofi se we yinhira me man view there me hu ni say e yinhira me hu ni say you are cheating the system and you are calling that a blessing. So if I'm not afraid to say it, technically no, it's not about being selfish, but it borders on the line of criminality. Because you are breaking the law. That's what I would say. So this is not a good selfish. In fact, it's a bad selfish. It can only be a good selfish whereby yes, unianum enyinyini ko. We share unua bi, why moboni baby da. O se minua rent na mitua na ano ode ma me. Enti ade na o meka me ho ha. Na yentimi ntua rent no ya charge 500 me no kwa na tia for 250 bra me the 250 beso so eno na efe ne say eye justice, equilibrium, equality. You understand? Ana on eno kra so no you can inform the council say me ni nua bi neti said you will not be in breach of the tenancy agreement because if the person is your family member they will allow the person to live there. So now many a times no problem when you say anya person dey ensam ye no didi. On one hand, you know, the DCA council no On the other hand, in the no, yes, buno, as I charging over the price. Afe no yasaka cheni pa ne se memfa wo lete mefa ha enye sa cancel ni behu enipa de tifio enso na address so number bi foforo na enipa na address ko fa bi foforo asa charge no ese ade no ko use obi address no ni across charge and say use my address me charge you for it. So until you are putting your own brother, your own sister in a very, very, very nasty situation for your own benefit alone, and it's not for the greater good. You understand? So in that instant, for me, I would say that if you are the intention of doing it is to cheat the system and to manipulate and to manipulate the government. And I don't know how can you say that is a good selfishness.
Criminal acts.
So that is what I would say about that. We've got a caller. Let's pick the caller. 7224. Hello.
Hello, lawyer, Mr. Watchin.
Mr. Washabelande from Telford.
Yes.
Young Mr. Watch.
With the quick,
few minutes.
Yeah. With the minu bi wo Ghana, na oye tourism visa and or Bahano, one kasa wo company. Like on one statement on one sponsor no. Eti nko Baha. Ti wadi ade no ko tumu no. We can GPA or man farmer. Meanwhile, the reviews are like a room as a nationality to the man, or say Nigerian, and the woman. Meanwhile, we could have Ghana passport or the Ghana passport and they make application, but the reviews are like already Nigerian, ABC. And I feel so, the third one, the second one, and we say Ghana for city level, see and say. She cannot huge sum of money be any bra they don't think it's cannot available to you no. But me one any businessman checks be brief fan accounts any would treat company be Ghana or your mobile Ghana and they would track be and then we but almost I can say want me appeal. Na I'm say we train and money coming down to Sana with me I for. And I'm used to say beer crown for you home with me aye. And I appeal no still yes want me because why I say almost say the nationality from the man I say Nigerian. See I'm who some coffee sometimes yeah na like no. Ya bogu say Nigerian ni be say be kwedu reason ya bogu na ya am kwede chenu di share some because in some we case worker at the that when mu obi di nkrata do to nim or car need properties ahuru be bring back say car bi wonum kora na be $35,000 ni na ya tie free na account nim o tie sika ekoma we mu ho ahwan no ntem bi say no
Jackson said
o mo chere say
watch it
positive answer
Jackson said no you have a team branch o hama
lawyer maybe me anka me bakuruma foforo that am na ekọ interview okwa ni afro ni aye interview ye be ma wa yemfama ye de bomba na de ma yemfama wa ne uni efiri be trouble ho ko no ye bo udin aye musa se udin kura de se o pepa na kura ye nhwem me ye bo mi din na me ko din akanta ho no ya nhwem pepa me kura ene ma pepa bi se me nsan na ye refuse alete ene ma me se me nsan me san ya na or me refuse alete dey ese me nsem so ya dem mutam se be din kura de say and I believe say be he kura me ko school and I me sponsor when I me ko sala no dey dey and no one no so sometimes say dem who say kofu na kura bi fa no mfa so bu yen ye wo Africa no because like application ko mo consider me go ni pa na ko priority service akotua visa fee over £400 na paper na mo hwe mo make decision no mutumi ko san nationality so ye Nigerian na that means say one hwe me nkrata nim letter no bi letter bi na yakoye de te ni yedi di answer so Nigeria ni bi rubuta and allow you who say
a bit me ambanesa I get the point that you are trying to make a bit me ambanesa ana a bit me abanese and so be a typing mistake and I say a mistake and any panel in terms of nationality no but you will not expect them to make these mistakes but it does happen.
Yes.
And I say who you see and I say who you see template that is the dangers about template. sometimes ebia why similar case to say wunuane de na enti no oko use nipa no refuse a letter no ano de ye wunuane de no enti therefore no oko hu ina me say ebofa ne ni so ene say eba ne sa no na we eya futuo ema yetiefo ne Ghana fo nyina de meka ne say your application do not go and dump any money into your account. Oh yes, you give them a perfect excuse. Because of your application into them dump money at your account, and we cannot trace the source of the money. That is one of the perfect excuses omu use a refuse and crofopy. Make us say right of appeal, unfortunately. They have cancelled the right of appeal for a lot of the applications, such as visitors application, unless there is human rights issues involved. And it would be through the court process, and where they don't give the right of appeal, and it's by law. There is nothing that anyone can do about that. And if it's a waste of his time, even to try judicial review, because a judicial review process now 4 years now that's what baby a waste of time. What I would suggest to your brother and say, go back to the drawing board. Once you go back to the drawing board, scrutinize, look at the reasons for the refusal, and make sure that this time you have addressed those issues. So the sooner you are able to address them, you can put in a fresh application. And you're not going to but say ultimately address issues now. This time no bibia and can be. How do you address these issues? Typical example. Abia me kona so me 6 months bank statement. Me make sure say 6 months leading to the application, I don't dump any money into my account. Say me here Juma, I will make sure say check in the me I print a copy of the check at the atono. They are make cash check and I say me they call bank say phantom accounting. Nani now make records for honamo. And in future applications, you need to cover all this. That on such and such a date, I was paid a check by PMO company. This is a copy of the check. This check was cashed into my account on 22nd of April 2019. And this is reflected in the bank statement on the 21st of April 2019. And therefore, the source of that payment is from PMO. Me pacho what you say. Not just what basically you just have to explain everything. Said ye nipa no adwene kwa ne say obabeji Vicentina ebi akwa bobosia anaso akofo obisika ana tese so emranso so ba fe ne money laundering. Enti money laundering no ana a proceeds of crime. So be a commit a crime akoton drugs no this kana mu bi os fakoto account mam na memra meji. Enu say no esa na omufri say one of the ways ye dey combat money laundering. And he says, "Have to be account ma omunim baby free. Say a crime money or say legitimate money or they don't know. So it's one of the means and that's one of the ways omude day stop money laundering. And to brother in case if he say a case obetimi akobi obewin easily, especially from information all cano any the fact is or properties or strong ties and connections to Ghana no. Onyanto boasie na onko one by one na one few reasons for the refusal no now we address all those issues within the next 6 months now untimi nsanko biem
na se lawyer na nkofo yele na omo ye lawyer I want say me ntwanu go kana 7 dey ka madam to be so eyi ba che the game on na woba or the passport photocopy the tenancy agreement the pay slip like me di dia koma the Beman, the banner website, and the banner British passport, what the command Beman. When you're Kruman, the minimum so understand the answer, the Patan, the Obama, no banner, many could enter Krumha. You could into Krumha, you have many things set. But on the refusal letter now, with that man, Beman, or much was to say, or Klims and the Banner Colano, Nancy Dean set. Me one of them to have my data way, because they are no color this. The ban almost implemented and someone putting it as so. After so much I can't say, I say, he couldn't give enough information about the sponsor, how we are about a meanwhile, what in the pay slip, the bank statement, the tenancy agreement, the passport photocopy, information being a move here. To me, the animal who's a gun and only you pay and pass it. They go with you and you got it. So almost set that number might be so much. We are doing it. No matter what you do.
I would say visa applications now you'll be surprised Ghana more than 50% succeed.
More than 50.
More than 50% succeed. And na sometimes they be depend any pane back to any information at the back home. Obi or ho babeka cho say me di we ko me di ku e koi. Ebi so no amfa nko. That is a possibility. Obi also or the koi pa. Ebi a case worker no. Either say we nyan to boase anhwe ni me mu yi. And or rush decision no. And or why mistake. Or make you wrong decision. So sometimes and there are so many possibilities it easy. But me hu say inyaba sa na since you don't have the right of appeal, you can always go back. Say, obani ne papa no so ma warrior. So the papa ne birth set or the papa ne or the marriage certificate e kan ho a or wa ha oni ha o. Ni beba akra ne birth set so. Say we DNA kra so a eno so de kwa ombetimi e de account. Because papa ne physically oni ha emra ne de omomfa ne nkan ho under general circumstances.
Okay, Mijana.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, fair last call and yanko 5024. 5024 a time now so ntia money town yanko.
Odum for David Dako. Afishapa.
Afi enkometu ye na mpacho wan e ka sei.
Nana something here.
Hey, Nana Belandi, Nana Yonkwe.
Yesterday, ya memu ayana amanfo etwitwa ye nem penfo ne de aso.
Enye hwe. Yesi panyini edware ana efie nsu asa.
Di tede mambo atmaka no. Ye de ba de bebo abaso na edu ho adanse. Ni aka cho so gina pintin. Last week program aye say enkrofo mu kika ho asem no. Wo mu ni wuntra. So mu ni mu akoma gaka. Chese wo nye enkyere board ye. So chantini ta ho na wo free no. A lawyer fo kuku dama wo mu Ghana nyina ho no mu tie. It is wo mu ni lawyer wo ya. Then be able to say yes, I'm part. I'm here. The whole tribunal chairman.
Hey, you.
Lawyer Kodia Kentinka Asha Wolono. Asuma Dusechi. Wolono.
I record it.
Osalba Kofuo. Lawyer Kunili Papa Shandinuta, no. It is one ka lawyer Dako who has some Elam say, MZ Crawford, woman nim, baby, a ufre. Now, woman nim such as you so, Ufie Abro sign, did Womoka won't tell me. Though, who told to walk, it was a Omuka, or ask me what. Yeah. What did I?
Omni say be also.
Hey, I don't awesome papa.
Ready asemo.
Amafo, enso chama. Nana.
Intro a lawyer kuku dampa na tiwo. He said, what be tiwo mana ya? Enyina ye di sunsunli ahun odin se nyame. Kesi e tawo ti se ja kodien.
Pio.
Aka so be tie ni plano a. Lawyer, ele de wo kan. Esi me da me wura nko a he se oba betia me gina manim su ye ne papa wu. E wo moburo ya wo kan. Te mamtika na mi anu mo tweme me si kuku 500 pound man no.
Waku.
5 years in me. So over for crown friend kan kem te e bia ade no anye ye nti me sro e bia me tua no 10 pound na se bibita. O ma so se wo ko ka je si a wa hwe ko bi be ka se bi oyo oba no obeka so de akogro medama so piala akama no atu ma me de tuwe o eti wo ka ta ehmo bro sem na ne ye kan na mami o do sin be ka se le ma de no eye no kura pa nenso ebi ni de wo ka be so obi ba ho a utimi hwe na se bi ka obedie na o de ache no elipa ho adwuma no everything. Like so be di pa dia. Bafo papa eli papa ka wo nyi bia.
Sa.
Ento na me be ye no nti nya me nka ho no show the positive so me ma no ene ne yiri nyina fi apa. Wo nyina nya me mu wa mu. Easter ene penfo ye die ye ni bronya. Easter tu ye dia. na je sa apie e na atu yen
sa
ye bob ma ye se nyame emamu enkomoni na mo nkoni yen mo mu tie nkrofo ano
yate
na je amomwa da
Pure.
ye ho betri ye
pure nana yada wasipi nana akasai die na chese ye wia no no yada mase pasadua so abodi nyankopon asem breye
ni tapie dia na je ta apie e na apie
sa
ye bob ma ye se nyame emamu enkomoni na mo nkoni yen
odo yentino oboni fone chichra na wasanyo sorry me famu nyina nyame ayi me free ni nyinem wonso dia unamuno obetumi ayi well free ni